Welcome to Scrum Masters Elite_UK. Learn how to adapt, lead, and understand people. Register now.
The first thing that came to my mind was the cleansing of the assistant team. I felt that this was not a negative action. On the contrary, it reflects the inevitable law of development. In any organization, especially at a high level like a national team, renewing the team is necessary to generate new energy, new ways of thinking, and new approaches. However, this also means that some people must leave, even if they have contributed greatly. I wondered, if I were in the position of those being replaced, would I have the courage to accept it calmly? This is a major lesson for me. Life is always in motion, and no position is permanent. What matters is how I adapt to change. Looking at the list of new assistants, I noticed a very specific and strategic allocation. Each person is responsible for a separate area: defense, attack, forwards, throw-ins. This reminded me of any successful organization. Clarity in roles is a core element. I realized that sometimes, in work or personal life, I tend to take on too much or lack clear direction. Andrew Strawbridge, who declined the opportunity to join the team, caught my attention.
In the world of elite sports, where many are willing to sacrifice everything for a chance to work with a top team, refusing is even more noteworthy. I do not see this as a missed opportunity, but as a conscious choice. Personal reasons, family considerations, or even not wanting to work with a particular person, all of these are very real factors. This made me realize that success is not always defined by seizing every big opportunity. Sometimes, success lies in knowing when to say no to protect personal values. I learned that not every opportunity suits me, and choosing one's own path does not mean weakness, it can be a sign of maturity. The relationship between Strawbridge and Barnes also made me reflect deeply. Two strong-willed individuals, who had worked together before, ultimately could not continue collaborating. I saw this as a common reality. Being skilled does not guarantee smooth cooperation. Compatibility in personality, communication style, and work values can sometimes matter more than professional ability. I looked inward and realized that in professional relationships, I need to learn to understand others more, but also recognize my own limits. Not every relationship needs to be maintained if it does not create positive value. Another point that personally caught my attention was Neil Barnes' role as senior assistant coach. This title is not merely a position, it also reflects power and hierarchy within the team. It made me think about how organizations manage internal power. When roles are unclear or overlapping, conflicts easily arise. I realized that in any environment, transparency regarding authority and responsibility is extremely important to prevent unnecessary misunderstandings. The fact that the head coach had to convince the federation shows that even at the highest level, differences of opinion exist. I was particularly impressed by how this decision was described, not through stubbornness or confrontation, but through reasoned argument and persistence. This is a significant lesson. In life, I often think that defending my perspective requires forceful debate.
In reality, the greatest strength lies in logic and perseverance. From this, I drew several important lessons for myself. First, accept change as an inevitable part of life. Nothing remains stable forever, and adaptation is the key to survival and growth. Second, understand your personal values and do not hesitate to make difficult choices. Not every opportunity is worth pursuing. Third, build relationships not only based on competence but also on personal compatibility. Fourth, in any disagreement or conflict, reason and persistence are always more effective than emotional confrontation. Fifth, success is the result of an entire system, not of any one individual. And perhaps the most important realization for me is this: in any journey, whether in sports or in life, people remain the central factor. Understanding people and understanding oneself is the key to going further.
Thank you for being with us. Change, choices, and people are the keys to every journey.